got a fan again.
Oh shoot,
Hey,
man.
can we get
a what?
a palm branch? Need a
fan?
palm branch to.
I think we're going.
No, are we live?
I believe so.
All right. Ladies.
Get your life together, Michael.
Inaugural. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everybody to the second edition of Pure Entertainment. I am Michael Alexander. This is, as always, Angela DiSalvo.
Hello.
On the panel, we have Mr. Ryan Fielding of Paragon Customs, and we have the hill person, Mr. Sean SCHELL, all the way from Wayland, Wisconsin. Our guest for today is Jeff Schroeter of Bratfest.
Hey,
Thank you for coming out. How are you today?
enjoy being here.
Thank you so much.
So make sure he's our little guy over there is saying like, hey, that's Josh Rip, our producer, and he's like, get your life together, guys. Microphone a little closer to the mouth. Also, we'd like to highlight Woolersheim. We have Woolersheim.
Shout out to Philippe.
Yep, shout out to Philippe. Thank you so much. We are talking all things Bratfest today, which is why we have Jeff. Jeff is the marketing director for the world's largest Bratfest in Madison, Wisconsin. I work with Jeff. Jeff, very happy to have you here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll give you whatever information you need.
We'd like a lot of information.
Yeah, we have a whole list.
Jeff, on an average, how many brats do you consume during the weekend of Bratfest, would you say?
Now, let's start with the softballs.
We're trying to break the record, so I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah. I know. Last year, me and the hill person, I would say at a minimum, we put down 10 brats a day.
Yeah.
Would you say that's probably fair?
You could be one of our best customers.
we really did. I would say that we accounted for probably 60 brats between the two.
Maybe a couple of
my
hot
God.
dogs, too.
I could probably do about 3, and
Yeah,
that depends
we
what
were-
time of night.
We were on it.
In the 12 years that I've been working with Bratfest, I think that I've consumed somewhere between 694 brats altogether.
Is that from back when Hilldale days?
No, I wasn't with them in Hilldale.
Okay.
I think we had been out in the island about 2 years before I started working with Bratfest.
We get a
Okay.
fact check on that. 694 sounds like
694.
We need the
didn't
fact
even
check.
know that.
Was there a guy next to me every time I ate a brat? How are we going to check that?
The clicker things with the people.
Yeah.
it's like
were
2
those
at a
all
time.
Johnsonville brats, or were they field roast veggie brats?
I don't do that. I'm not a big veggie brat guy. There was a couple chicken brats.
All right.
Not going to lie.
I've never
Chipotle.
heard of
Yeah.
a chicken brat.
Oh, that,
yeah.
that chicken
What?
brat. That's
They're
one of our
outstanding.
I've
biggest
been
sellers.
missing out this whole time.
Absolutely.
I just get a regular old brat, put a little ketchup, relish,
Oh,
mustard.
those chicken brats are great.
What? So you're going to have those this year, I hope.
You bet.
Oh my
Chicken
gosh,
brats.
I'm going for a chicken brat this year.
Chicken brat, little barbecue sauce.
I have a pattern when I'm backstage. It'll be brat, chicken brat, chicken brat.
Sounds like a song.
Are you going to sing the chicken song?
Now we
Give me a little rhythm with that.
Brat, brat,
Brat,
chicken
brat,
brat.
chicken brat, chicken brat. It's like a duck goose full of chicken brats.
Oh my God. Okay.
So far, not a
Go
fan
ahead.
of the song.
Yeah, no, you.
Well, I just had when we were talking about the Hilldale, like you weren't there with Hilldale, but you've been with them for a long time.
Yeah.
And how long have you been working with? Bratfest?
12. I think this is the 12th year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I always need to be reminded because after 9, it was all kind of like a blur. Yeah, I think 12 years.
12 years. When I was just talking with Jeff beforehand, and sharing with him how much Bratfest is like such a big deal to me, and like when I was talking to you about it, you didn't realize from my aspect how much, or from like a consumer side, that Bratfest like really kicks off summer for Madison.
Of course.
It's a huge event. It's amazing, and like I do remember back at Hilldale days, it was a grill, couple
Oh yeah, well, it started.
picnic tables.
1983 is when it started.
That's
they
amazing.
had I think 2007 was when we moved to the Alliance Center, and it has just continued to grow. We didn't have all the
huge.
events that we have now.
No.
And there's something for every part of the family. There's 75 bands plus 75, and we have 3 stages over the 3 days: Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's really grown to be an amazing
And people-
kickoff, as you mentioned.
Well, and people come nationally to this event from all over.
We have people that call in and try to buy tickets from all over the country.
Oh,
Like when we
funny.
had Aaron Lewis.
We had Nashville called up, said, "How much is 40 or 50 tickets for Aaron Lewis?"
Oh,
It's like
funny.
it's a free festival.
Yeah.
They're
You
like,
don't
yeah,
have to buy
well, what do we got
tickets.
to pay? And we're like, well, I mean, we can charge you, but
We'll take
not
your
really
ticket
sure how to
away.
handle this because you're welcome to just show up.
That's awesome.
So,
And I think Michael told me a story about Brett Michaels when he was here, is that he will play this festival anytime we ask him.
That's cool.
And when you have a major entertainer that really enjoys coming and playing in front of our crowd, they like the way they're treated. They like the way, with respect and with the customers and with the festival goers, it is amazing.
Yeah.
And
I heard his biggest pulling point was the chicken brats.
Yeah.
I think that was big.
You
but-
just can't get them just anywhere.
He's more of a
never
chicken
heard
brat,
of it.
chicken brat, chicken brat kind of guy.
And then you're
As
everybody's
opposed
got
to
their
the
pet.
standard brat chicken brat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's more of a
standard
chicken brat.
brat.
Well, now you
I
also
see
have
this song
hamburgers.
is really starting to grow.
It is. It's getting
You're gonna be
traction.
a fun stage.
It's gonna be like Old Town Road in no time at all.
You're gonna be a fun stage. Brat, chicken
Brat,
brat.
chicken brat.
No, this is gonna happen. I can see it.
I can too.
But no,
Rip,
to-
you need to do a rap. With
Brat,
the chicken
brat,
brats.
chicken
brat,
brat.
rap,
chicken
if you will. I think that it could be huge.
People are gonna be like,
You should make room for like the fixins, like the pasta salad and such.
Yeah,
there's no pasta salad. There's
brat.
I had
chicken
pasta
brat,
salad.
Oh, was
pasta
there? Okay.
salad cookie. Brat, chicken brat, pasta salad cookie. Throw in a radish. No, I don't like those. Brat, chicken brat, pasta salad cookie.
Little dash of Lido's hot sauce.
Are the Clydesdales coming back this year?
Yes.
Normally the Clydesdales only come every 3 years, but
Oh.
they love the festival. This is the third year in a row
Yeah.
that they like to come.
The horses in particular, the handlers could care less, but the horses.
Well, the
are always
horses,
like,
they're the largest consumer of the
Wilbur.
veggie brat, I believe. You have the hay brat. I think that's
By
new
the way,
this
it's
year.
not veggie bread anymore. It's plant-based. Just
Yeah.
to let you know. This is a new trend.
It's
in
a
the
very
nation.
PC situation
Yeah.
because some plants felt like they had been left out of the
I get it.
situation.
So
you know.
there's still meat in them if it's plant-based?
No, it's not
No
made in a plant.
plant-based means
Like it doesn't
no
mean
meat.
like a factory.
it's like a lettuce wrap
that would
from
mean
BFJ.
like Johnsonville would be plant-based technically because it's
like
in a factory.
Like a factory plant.
You got to, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sean Shell. He's
He's
a
from
hill
Wayland.
person.
He
Some
doesn't
things it's just
understand.
gonna take him a second. He'll get there.
Well, what I'm getting from that is its basis is plants.
but then there's a whole
maybe
bunch
there's
of
a
meat on
little
top of
There
it.
might
You
be
would hope so.
Just to make it
Sean, but
edible.
I really don't think.
just to make it a little more palatable.
I can't eat just strictly
You know, like-
vegetables.
That's how they do the side at the veggie brat stand. Then they've got sides like ground beef, shredded pork. And then you
Would
put
you-
those on top of the veggie brat.
Would you like
That works for me.
a handful of bologna? Would you
Yeah.
like some bologna on your veggie brat?
Selling it, you
by the
wrap the
fist.
veggie brat in that, like the cheese that has the
Oh my gosh.
summer sausage impregnated into it. You
Yeah,
shred up some-
impregnated.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
like-
impregnated cheese with
my word of the
Not
day.
stuffed,
Not to be confused with inaugural.
Never inaugural. I've never been to the impregnated cheese section in the
No,
grocery
it's good. It's
store.
my
It's
favorite
over by the
section. really.
Boar's Head hot dogs.
Oh yeah, over by the, which is Boar's Head.
Okay,
Our-
so you
our
guys-
hot dogs are better than yours.
So with-
Boar's Head is our hot dog
Yeah.
sponsor.
right, and then now everything's
throw that out
more
there.
plant-based, and then more going the green route.
Oh
as well,
yeah, and there's
Yeah, with the-
Jeff. Tell us a little bit about one of the newest, biggest things that we're doing differently at Bratfest. And we'd love to hear about it. I hear about it every week, but I'd like to hear about it now from you.
Well, I'm just
I want to hear about it more.
actually I'm kind of interested in how you're going to put the song together with the information I'm about to give you.
Oh
Okay.
jeez.
Because we now not only do we do a zero
we got work
waste
to do after
where
this.
where we're trying to compost, recycle, and minimize the landfill.
Now I gotta
But
get
That's
all those
awesome.
words in
Now
there.
we're going to green power, which is like wind and solar versus they've measured all of the output of everything from diesel generators and everything else so that they are replacing the emissions with points through Madison Gas and Electric. So it's going to be great. Can you fit this into the song somehow?
That song
Well, I
already
think it'll be
exists.
great because if you have wind power, that'll power.
I'm gonna
the
need some
fans we need
more
for
apple
Michael's hair to
brandy
blow.
from Willersheim before I try that.
What I particularly
big
like about
mandarins.
some of the emails I've gotten
I think
is,
you do
my
too.
God,
Yeah.
if we don't have any wind or sun, will they be able to cook brats? Which I think is kind of an interesting comment from emails.
Have a little more.
Well, as hot as it was last year, I think at a minimum you could just set them out for a few minutes.
For sure.
But that's how we know summer is here.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Well, 95 degrees last year was the tough one for
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, I prayed.
I just read the
for
forecast.
4
I heard 70 and sunny for this year.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we're gonna
Yeah.
think we're gonna be great. I prayed for 4 days of no rain, And you got to be really careful what you pray for. You got to be really careful what you ask
Put
for.
out
Because
there.
we got it. We got exactly what I was looking for.
It's hot.
3 days? Well, we're
This year.
switching to a 3-day festival.
Well, we don't want.
Last
we don't
year
want
we
it
were
to
a
be
4-day
wet the
festival.
day before, so we're hoping
Yeah,
for 4 days.
but no, we got it. We got no rain, and it was 690 degrees.
94,
and,
694,
yeah,
same
and
number as
it was essentially like if you took a spaceship and you got as close to the sun as you could without getting lit on fire. That's what it felt like at Bratfest.
It did. It was really, really,
Ford-
really hot.
It was as tough as I
was happy to be
was
wearing a
afraid.
tank
I
top.
was afraid of rain, but the heat was much worse.
Mm-hmm.
People can eat brats and drink beer in rain.
Yeah.
When you buy a beer and you have to walk 5 feet and it's warm by the time you get halfway to your seat.
Yeah. Well, and you were just telling me too that you have a bigger tent this year too for
Oh, it's
the rain
you know,
because
not only-
I've always had everyone, if it rains a little bit, everyone runs to the nearest
yeah.
area. But
So we have a very big tent this year.
It's the biggest they make. So
that's amazing.
It's 80 foot by 130 foot,
Excited.
10 feet high.
To give you an idea,
the drummers can stand on the stage and they're not going to have their head hitting the
Oh,
top.
so it's gonna go over the stages?
Oh.
well, not all of them. It'll be the island stage. So we're increasing the size of the stage
Okay,
on
then-
the island stage. Yep.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
And if you've ever been to the circus, so think about the amount of elephants that you can
Oh,
fit into
my
a
gosh.
circus tent, and then times that by 2, and then add brats.
Ooh, brats.
And chicken.
Chicken brats.
Chicken
Oh, and
brats.
brat
Specifically
chicken
chicken
brats.
brats.
Yeah, specifically the chicken
I mean-
brats.
Oh, that's
That drives
amazing.
It's a unit of measurement in my world.
Chicken brats.
Yeah, I cut that 2x4 about 4.5 chicken brats.
Yes.
Everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. Just cut it and it fits perfectly. It's great.
When you're working on a bike, and let's say that comes down to the nitty gritty, and they're like, "Can we get some new tailpipes on here?" You're like, "How many chicken brats big? Like 3 chicken brats large?
That's, that's how I measure everything.
Like how many
Absolutely.
chicken brats do you want that?"
Absolutely.
No, that's what I do. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god.
You know, I'm always amazed at some of these festivals and things that they bring. This year, we're actually going to have the Miller Park racing sausages
Oh my god.
running around the island.
I did not know that.
Now, you know,
that is
and
very
there's
exciting.
chicken brat in there as well as
Oh.
a chipotle and everything else.
There's
So-
There was
all
a
of
chicken
them.
brat
Yeah.
guy.
I'm sure there is.
My thought is he's gonna win.
Yeah.
Chicken brat.
You know,
Have you ever tried to catch a chicken? They are fast.
My brother's
One that's been
chickens-
turned into a brat, I imagine, even faster.
yes, real
With a head,
quick.
without a head.
Real quick. Jeff and I will not be in the race. They've retired us.
So are you gonna have them race though? Because there's a lot of
They'll
events.
do a little jog.
Well,
So-
what we're going to do is on
Yeah.
Friday morning at 6 in the morning, we have cars lined up
For Take Your Brat to Work Day.
And we will have the racing sausages welcoming the cars,
Yes.
bringing them through
Yes.
at 6 in the morning on Channel 15.
Love it.
So it'll be kind of like we've had the Clydesdales. This year it's racing sausages.
I love everything about that.
And it's a big part of the promotion. It gets everybody involved. And then from that point on, the festival just rolls.
How many brats do you think that you guys sell for Take Your Brat to Work Day?
35,000.
For that portion of it?
Yep. Well, now does that include Take Your Brat to Senior?
We have no. It only includes Take Your Brat to Work Day, but we do have from 9 to 12 a delivery service where Eat Street will actually be able to deliver. If a business wants to have a couple hundred brats, they'll deliver.
What if I just want like 2?
Then you have to come and sit in
Yeah.
line.
Yep.
Well, I
Or
ask
come
all
when the festival's
I do
open.
ask all my clients. I'm like, so by the way, did you guys get your brat to work day today? And they're like, what? I'm like, take your brat to work day. You have to go get your brat and take it to work.
And when you say
Super
clients,
excited.
what do you do again?
I'm a hairstylist.
So if you'd like your haircut, this beautiful lady could cut your hair.
And
Sure
there'll
can.
be a chicken brat in it for
And
you.
yeah, if you do it around Bratfest, I know a guy. I might be able to hook you up with some chicken brats, or maybe some
scheduled on
brat
that
chicken brats. You never know.
Where's the sign up to get into that chicken brat suit?
Where's Hillperson? Could you say that louder into the microphone?
Where's the sign up to get into that chicken
It's
brat
gonna be
suit?
really warm.
I will get in just a regular brat suit and race you from here to from the Line Energy Center to Middleton. Let's do it.
Middleton.
All right.
That's a little more.
I am the winner.
I already forfeit.
From the Alliant Energy to Middleton, Ryan and the Hill person are going. They want to race.
I'll put $5 on that.
I'll put $5 on that. If we can get everybody that watches this podcast to put $5 on, Rip's gonna put $5 on. I mean, my
five.
mom
I got
watches. We
10.
could be up to $30 to get this thing going by the time.
I will hitchhike to
30.
Middleton in a chicken brat suit.
You will. You'll race him.
The only thing I'm a little worried about is he said 6 a.m.
Yeah, you'd have to do the race around 6 a.m.
You just have to sleep at somebody's house because you're from how far away?
Forever away.
Yeah.
You'd have to
Leland.
couch it
He's up
at
in
my
the
house.
hills.
He's up in the hills. We don't have mountains in Wisconsin, but we do have hills.
The hills.
And grown men are saying to themselves, "Are we there yet?" When they're driving to my house.
That would be me though.
Yeah. That's Ryan and I every time we go to visit our buddy. We were just there Saturday. I'd like to reiterate, it is the only place where you can buy a pistol and have a beer. There's a, what's it called, Juniors? Is it still Juniors?
Still juniors.
Yeah, there's a bar in Leland, Wisconsin. I think we talked about it in the last podcast, and it's worth mentioning all the time, that you can buy a gun and have a beer at the exact same time.
Yep.
If you'd like to try out the gun, you do have to leave your beer at the bar, but you can walk away from your beer and go shoot your gun. And then be like, yes, I'll take that gun.
That's the only one
the
left in
one.
the state of Wisconsin. Correct, Sean?
That's
And if
the
you have
one.
Yeah,
chicken
I
broth,
think so.
that makes it right up.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Comes
could
with
you
a chicken
imagine
broth.
if we delivered all the way to Leland chicken brats? Those people would go wild.
All 8 of them would just go nuts.
I think you said 12 last
12.
week.
No,
places-
there's 12 houses, right?
Something like that.
What are the stats? 12 houses, 2 bars, and a church.
Yeah.
And so
I got it.
24 people
And-
total.
A lot of guns.
Most
A lot
of
of
the
guns. And a hitching post.
there is a hitching post. They got tired of me tying my horse up to the dumpster.
And,
That's a true story.
Jeff is sitting here going, man, this guy is telling some jokes. No, these aren't jokes.
I
feel
This
like
is
I'm
our,
gonna
this
go
is
out
our,
there.
you want to.
It's a great place.
It is a
Great.
place you want to be. It's so much fun. If you've never been to Leland, Wisconsin, get there. And if you bring some buddies, you can double the population. So,
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's the way to go, right?
Juniors has been in that same family since like 1903 or
Who's junior?
Junior
bar-
has
bar.
moved on.
Yeah,
He's
but his daughter's running it now. And
Oh, okay.
But even Junior's parents ran it. So it's been in the same family for like 115
Oh, my gosh.
years or so.
And how long has your family been in Leland? 18, what,
150.
right around turn of century?
Yeah, so like the house I live in was built by my great-great-grandparents.
Oh,
and,
that's really cool.
it sold out of the family in the,
The mayor
60s.
of
and
Leland.
Bought it in
He's the
09.
mayor.
Were your grandparents the mayor of Leland? Do they have a mayor? When
I
there's
don't
12
know.
people, how
I
do you pick
imagine-
that? Is it like you pick straws?
I never met them, but I'm thinking that my
have
ancestors are
been
probably
mayors.
a lot like me.
Okay.
Little,
I do.
Just it was a lot like me.
yeah, a little bit.
They pick straw, not straws like that you drink out of.
You
but
draw
straw,
straws.
like hay.
Yeah, you draw straws.
Yeah.
Meaning like pieces of hay.
Correct.
Yes, that makes sense.
And my grandmother was born in my house too. It's in the house.
Your grandmother was born in the house?
Inside the house.
I have
my
drank
gosh.
whiskey in that house, where your grandmother was born.
That's where we took that
In the back?
coonskin hat.
Yeah, we took that nice picture of all of us.
Grandma was
the
born in that
real
room.
nice one with the coonskin
Check
hat.
the comments for that photo
Yeah, and a picture of Ryan and I wearing a medieval helmet
and a cape.
and a cape, helmet and a cape.
That's kind of scary.
Yes, it was.
It is
It's
a very-
terrifying. Not gonna lie,
It's
Jeff.
really not as intimidating as you would think when you see
No,
the picture.
no.
It's more ha.
Yeah.
Look at those guys.
So I don't want to.
And then Rose in the background.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's get back to chatting about.
Anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
brats.
I don't mean to. Well, one other thing was there is other events other than music, brats, and getting together with friends and family. There's also foosball, volleyball,
laser tag.
laser tag.
Yeah, we have laser tag, and then also, aren't we doing a couple of new, interesting, exciting things this year? No.
Yes, we are.
All right. Well, what would those be, Jeff?
Well, let me tell you. Other than chicken
Come on
brats.
down.
No, we're doing a side-by-side burn with the town of Madison Fire Department and the Southern Wisconsin firefighters.
Wait, what do you mean?
Now explain that.
Yeah,
It's a
what do you mean?
side-by-side burn, which means they burn a thing, then Jeff and I burn a thing.
Wait,
then they burn a thing,
But what are
then
you gonna
we burn a
like?
thing.
It's like
a
gonna be like a
side-by-side.
bonfire. with
Mostly
throwing in
bridges.
Chairs. You
Mostly
got a chair?
bridges.
I got a.
This is
I
pretty
got
cool.
5 chairs.
They actually take a semi, they take the side off the semi,
Okay.
and they divide it in half. And on both sides of the semi, they build a living room.
Ooh.
Drapes, couch,
Fun.
everything. And then on one side, they have a smoke alarm and sprinkler system, and on the other side, they don't. And then the firefighter gets out, and they start one side on fire, and you watch how how quickly it takes over.
Goes fast.
And then how the smoke only goes about 3 feet off the ground, why you have to stay low. And they explain to the public exactly how to handle it. And then they have the other one with the safety precautions, and it shows you how much extra time you have. And then the fire department comes in, of course, and they have the firemen put out the fire. And then they have other information for people. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's
no, that's
It's going to
awesome.
be different.
And when will that be?
Saturday.
On Saturday.
On 25th of May.
Now,
And,
along the same lines of the race with the sausages we're going to do, is there a sign up for Ryan and Hill Person?
I would like to sit on the couch.
Yeah, well, I was wondering if we could do a stop, drop, and roll kind of thing where we light them on fire and see which one of them stops, drops, and rolls quicker.
Your beard's gonna be gone in 2 seconds.
I'm kind of thinking.
That's gonna be
I'm
gone.
I'm gonna be
Sitting on the
inside
couch
a
with
chicken
an
brat
apple
suit.
brandy,
I'll be fine.
And the
We'll
fire
douse you with
starts, and it's
Vaseline.
like, can he make it or not?
Can he make it out in time,
We'll
ladies
do a
and
raffle
gentlemen?
with the public to see whether or not we can raise some money for the charity.
I'll start selling tickets.
I mean, and our team is all about the charities.
Yeah.
And I
And
mean,
that
I'm
was
in.
another thing.
Light
What
me on
is
fire.
this?
It's for the kids.
What is Bratfest? It's for a charity event. We didn't even
Will
talk
insurance
about
cover
it.
that?
yes.
You know, screw the insurance. I think it's fun.
We have rain insurance. We have rain insurance, and if it rains, you won't even need to worry about stop, dropping, and rolling. You can just come out. It'll put you out. We won't even need to worry about it.
Yeah, you
Rain
just run
insurance.
around really fast.
Just run around.
That's what I heard.
Ah!
There's a
Yeah.
pond.
Just
you can
scream
jump
and
in.
yell, wave your arms locked.
I heard if you say ah.
Also a big help.
Helps the pain a little
you-
bit.
So along with back to Bratfest with the music. So we have Smash Mouth this year.
Oh, yeah.
And
We do.
what Jeff do you think about this flash mob that is forming with all the Shrek people?
Well, we talked about that.
We were
and
just-
I think
It's gonna be
it's gonna
something else.
I think it's going to be amazing.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
just
yeah.
told them that my friend wanted to do that as our group of friends, and then it just like kind of went not viral, but about
So
1,000 plus.
It's a few thousand
I've
right
got
now,
a
right?
friend in San Diego that sent me a message. And he's like, "Oh my God, blah blah blah," and he shared the
I hope
flash
it
mob
happens.
Facebook page
I
thing.
hope this happens.
So like, and he has no other like. I hadn't posted anything about it or whatever. So he just all the way in California was like, "This is going on in Madison."
Johnny
Isn't that
Bravo,
close next
good
to you?"
job.
And like, so I don't know that necessarily he's going to come from California, but it at least reached that, and he was sharing it of like, "This is amazing.
No.
We need to do it."
No, it's great. And to tell you, as a event organizers, there's nothing that puts me more at ease than 3,000 people in ogre costumes.
well, there's
No, it's
other-
exciting. Yeah.
There's the gingerbread man. There's like
it's kind of what
donkey.
you do.
I mean, really, when I think about it, I'm like, what would I really like at this event to just, make me relax a little bit backstage? As I'm, it was like,
Yeah.
3,000 ogres.
Yeah,
I would really like
sounds
that.
good.
You're going to have to pull that costume out of the closet, buddy.
I think if we
Hey, I retired that.
if we shave Michael's beard into like some whiskers, I mean he's Puss in Boots already. He just has to tuck the pants.
Oh, and the
into
hat and the sword. You give me a sword, I could do the
Yeah, you got the hat.
I've seen him when
Got
he's
the
green.
boots?
And I
Yeah.
spent, and
Done.
Philippe could teach me how to speak a little bit of French, and I could be like, things, French word.
French word, yeah.
I don't want to.
Bonjour,
Yeah,
bonsoir.
bonsoir.
That works.
Something.
Parlez-vous
Yeah.
That's all you
français?
gotta say. Just keep
Oui,
saying that.
oui. Would you like brot, chicken brot? Something like that.
I'm looking forward to the
And
impression.
currently, my partner in crime is like, and why did I agree to be on this show?
We've got over 1,000 people signed up for that.
I just
And
got a text
it's
here.
gonna be
Wolsheim
interesting.
has rescinded their sponsorship.
You know what? I just looked down because I'm like, did we go live? I'm like, how is Philippe already telling Ryan he's done with us?
You guys do have a lot of sponsors that help bring this together as well.
Absolutely.
We do. It
Yeah, we
takes
And
a
a lot of
community. Honestly,
it takes a community, a team to bring this whole together.
no, and like you
security,
said,
bands,
it's funny because
sponsors.
over
Fun
the years,
coordinators.
it's been downplayed.
Assistant fun coordinator.
Yeah.
And you wanted to, you brought up when we were chatting about how important it is to you, how important it is to other
Absolutely.
people, and
It kicks off
sometimes,
summer.
and Jeff and I both feel so passionately about Bratfest, but it's so funny because you get so caught up in the day-to-day operations
scenes.
that you lose sight of what a special thing it really is.
And
As a
every now and
consumer.
then we get a kickback where all of a sudden, like I'm dealing with a company like ASC1 Appliance, and they basically took all 21 of our grills and tore them apart, cleaned them all up, and did it as a benefit because they love the festival.
That's so nice.
And so you get these vendors that
wanna help
come
out.
in and they do things for the festival because they know it's for charity. You're raising money for the community, and it's all focused on the right thing. And even though we get stressed and we get busy and everything's going on, when that happens, it kind of brings you back to what we're all there for.
Absolutely. And the
that's,
charity.
and that is what it's all about. It's about raising money for the charities, kicking off summer. It's not just about brats and beer, but
No.
it is a pretty special event, and we want it to continue in Madison. And I think we're doing all the right things. So come out, see the festival, enjoy the
Absolutely.
music, have a brat and a beer because it's a free festival. We pay for the parking, we pay for the lot. Everything's taken care of except for the brats and the beer and the soda and other things that we have available. So hope everybody enjoys themselves this year.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing event, and I don't know where else you can go in the country. And I've been all over the place to where you're going to find a free festival that has 70 plus bands, multiple stages, entertainment, games, food, all that, and granted you have to pay for the food.
Yeah.
You have to pay
That's
for your chicken
nothing,
brats.
though.
Yeah, we're not
It's
gonna
charity,
buy
not
your
charity.
brat chicken brat. You got to buy your brat chicken
buy
brat.
your chicken brats and such.
What's that?
But
Which
I mean,
charity does it? Are you
Um,
guys?
So Jeff, do you want to explain a little bit how the charities work?
There's 130 charities that donate. They send volunteers to work 3-hour shifts.
Nice.
We pay the charity $8 an hour for every hour worked by their volunteer. So Special Olympics, they got a check for $15,000.
Wow.
Coda Camp got a check for
So it's not just one
$13,000.
charity. This is multiple
And
charities come
we have
together.
over 3,000 volunteers.
Wow.
And so we pay $8 an hour to everybody for the time that to the organization. Calvary Church, these people all do their field trips. They count on it every year. We get a lot of returning organizations. And this is a way of them earning the money that they need to be able to do what they do in the community, which is what's special about Bratfest is that it's not just asking for a donation. These people are out there wrapping buns.
The director just told me that you couldn't hear you.
buns.
absolutely. And
They're
Grant-
doing
Grant-
what they need to do,
Yeah.
pick
Grant-
up the island, and
That's cool.
that's what they do.
And it's very special that so many people are willing to give their time to help and come together, essentially.
And I think Tim Metcalf put it really well as he was doing an interview, and he said, when I started, I sat next to my dad, and I was sitting there wrapping up buns and brats and setting them aside. And I knew I was doing something for the community that was bigger than myself.
Yeah.
I was contributing, and it was a selfless move, and we knew that we were doing something to make a difference in the community and in the world we live in. And I think that's what it's all about. It's not just the person. It's passing it on to your children and showing the community that we're doing something special.
Absolutely.
Grand scheme ballpark, how much do you give back to the charities each year, dollars wise?
Well, we gave $150,000. It's pretty much $150 every year. It's $1 million festival by
Oh
the
my
time we
God.
get done paying all the expenses. And the Metcalfs pay the $150,000 to the charities. It's the first bill we pay.
yeah, and
So
that's-
if we run short like we did last year with that 95-degree weather,
still gets paid.
we lost $60,000. They paid the difference. So
Absolutely.
that's
wow.
what they do to try and make a difference.
Yep.
In
But
this
they
community.
still give it to the charity then.
No matter
Or
what.
The,
No
the
matter
charities get paid first.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
no matter what
That's cool.
happens, they always get
No,
paid.
that's amazing. I think
And
that
then
deserves a
Absolutely.
applause for that.
And
Yeah.
I
hopefully
think
a lot
they do
of people.
deserve they
They
deserve
do.
a lot of credit for what they.
Absolutely.
I mean, you think about it. It's not easy to do things year after year after year with
Absolutely not.
challenges, the rain, this,
And
you-
it's
you
getting
name it.
bigger and bigger
For
and bigger every
free.
year.
And yet,
For free.
Those are
the
impressive
difference
numbers.
you make
For
in the
free.
community, and the difference you make in people. I mean,
And I think
there's
that's
a wonderful amount of stories I could tell you.
well, and that's
about
what's really
what
important
it
is I think
takes.
also that this is not only is it the kickoff to summer that there's free music and yes you get to eat brats and this and that and this is what Wisconsin's about, but the bigger picture is what is being given back to the community and to everybody. I
No,
think
and
that's very
there's
cool.
a lot of misconceptions about how it is ran. And one of the things that whenever Tim and I are on a media thing together, whether it's a radio thing or whatever, whenever we're talking about, is because Tim won't talk about what's really happening. And what's really happening is that a lot of years, in the years that I've been there, we don't make the money. And what happens is Tim and Kevin Metcalf in Metcalf's Market will cover the amount of money we didn't make. And in all the charity events that I've ever been a part of, I've been a part of many, it's always, well, the event only made, $3,000, so here's $500 for the charity. We don't handle things like that. We pay the charity, and sometimes we lose money. And, you talk about all the stories and the feel-good stories. Tim is one of my best friends, and he's a mentor, and he's helped me not only grow my business, but also grow as a person. And he just sets a really good example for everybody. Well, Tim and Kevin both, but just their ability, to just give so selflessly.
Absolutely.
And I don't mean to always talk about that, but they never do, so I need to talk about it more.
For them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Got it.
And kind of give them
It's
a little
it's
spotlight
kind of
sometimes.
Jeff and I's obligation because we are so close to the fire, and I see them do so much, and we catch heat from time to time, and a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions, and I just like to always say, hey, you don't know how it is. The charities are always paid for us.
And the people, it's just amazing how rewarding
Absolutely.
this festival is. It makes you, me, and all of us that are involved so much better people because it does just, it
gotta make you
puts
feel
you in
good
a
at the end of
different
the day.
frame of what we're all here for in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just we all need to contribute.
Absolutely.
We all
That
find a way.
means you come out to Bratfest. Get a chicken brat.
I
and a brat
can't keep a grand stage manager more than a year because by the time they get to the grand stage and they've ran all our stages, somebody scoops them up.
That's kind of got to be rewarding, though, at the end of
It
the
is.
day.
We see a lot of people that either
Natalie, I'm
vendors,
talking about you. Don't go anywhere.
Natalie, you're
vendors,
stuck.
vendors and everybody else that are their businesses grow, and it's because they're involved. Whether it's the mustard vendor, the ketchup vendor, everybody
Is that
that's
Wilshire
involved.
wine you've got
try
there?
it.
Yeah, I
Mike?
have some Prairie Fume. Fume.
Fume.
Oh, what's the French way? How would
Prairie Fume.
Prairie Fume? Prairie Fume.
It's Italian, but I mean,
Prairie
it's
is,
Once again,
fancy
we have a whole
apple brandy.
tent dedicated to Willershine wine. Jeff, can you tell us a little bit about what happens in that tent?
Angelo DiSalvo, everybody.
We not only have Willersheim wine at a tent,
No,
we
he
have it at
wants-
all the tents. So Willersheim is going to be available as well as Carbon 4, Ale Asylum, and Capital Brewery.
So-
as Budweiser, Goose Island, and Yahara Bay Distilleries products are going to be at every one of the satellites around the island. And a special edition this year is going to be a special craft tent activation with cans of the craft beers available. It's going to be great. I mean,
and who's
really,
that coming from?
That's coming from Carbon 4 Ale Asylum
Nice.
and basically General Beverage.
Yeah.
Well, and
And,
Capital Brewery.
I don't think there's anything that you would want, including
What?
I mean,
spiked
can we just?
seltzer, that isn't going to be at that
Oh,
festival.
I was like, you need to be a little quicker with your words, Jeff, because for a minute I was
Ryan,
like,
don't go there. Sean, keep him in check.
Out of context, that sounds terrible.
Make sure he has black socks on.
It's just terrible.
Sounds terrible.
terrible. That's a terrible
Terrible.
event.
Okay, Mr. Hill person.
Were you
I do appreciate the hill person.
hill person?
Oh, what were we
Hill-
calling
Well, we
Correct
live
pronoun.
Hill
hill
Billy is a
man.
little
Would you be a
bit-
hillman?
What about a
little
hilly
bit too
billy?
Gender
I like-
specific. I like
Yeah,
that.
I like
Hill
hilly.
person.
How about
person
hill?
works.
Yeah, we live in a
Copyright
PC.
Ryan Fielding,
yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
Copyright. Ooh.
I got that myself. He came up with Hill person.
I like it.
He was
Good
branding
job.
himself as just a,
Guy with a
redneck.
beard.
Guy with a beard. And I'm like, you're a
Typical.
hill person. Don't sell yourself short. You're a hill person.
That's proper marketing.
With a hitching post.
Well, he had a hitching post.
You're
Leland
gonna
is a
need-
special place.
You're gonna need to stop.
I mean, I might have to go on a mission.
You're gonna
stop.
need to stop.
But
I
you,
got a better idea.
You gotta go. It sounds great.
You head out to Leland. I think, as the T-shirt says, all roads lead to Leland.
is there a T-shirt?
Sounds like the
absolutely.
center of the
I
universe.
think you also need a T-shirt with your face.
If we're being honest, it's like two roads.
Jeff is like guns and brandy, or no, guns and whiskey. Yeah, I'm in bourbon.
Do it.
Yes.
Bourbon.
needs
There we go.
A picture of him.
Being
What?
hilly?
What?
Yeah, we're gonna make a
You guys
picture.
having like your own
No,
conversation?
put your
over
hand
there?
down.
No,
Oh,
they just
sorry.
want a little
We're
picture
gonna
of you.
make a. This is gonna be your T-shirt.
Yeah, all roads lead to Leland.
All
good.
roads lead to
That's
Leland.
copyrighted. Leroy already has
Okay,
that.
Dot
Leroy.
org. We don't even know Leroy.
Yes.
Leroy is my
Somebody's
uncle
gotta
that
get Leroy
owns
and
the
Uncle
shelter.
Al.
Leroy
And he's
Shell.
the one that.
Brother Al.
Are you two having an off-book conversation? All I have to do is learn the 12 names, and then I can get this figured out for the next show.
Well, you got Leroy, Al, and Corey.
All right, so we're 3. I'm a
Corey.
fourth of the way there.
Junior's daughter's name?
Junior,
Amy.
Amy.
So we're up to 4.
We're almost.
Halfway there.
You just
Well, I
listing,
mean,
We're not good
it-
at math.
man.
you're just listing the people that live there?
Yeah, well, then we would know all the characters.
He's
My
like, I can
my
tell you.
grandma's there.
He goes, well, I can
She'll,
tell you all
she'll
the
drink you
names.
right under this table.
I
too.
don't, I don't
but
doubt
can
that.
she eat
Where's
chicken
she
breasts?
at?
Is the
Yeah, but can
question.
she eat a brat chicken brat?
I think she could probably put down her fair amount.
What about some pasta salad?
Liquor her up first and
What about some
chew on some bread.
Just like
What about some
way.
pasta salad, a cookie, or maybe a stray radish?
I don't know. Let me get somebody give my phone. I'll call Grandma and see if she wants to eat some pasta.
think it's
somebody
important.
get my phone.
Could somebody get him his phone? Rose,
serious?
can
You want
you
me to
find
call
his
my
phone?
grandma
I'd
right
like to
now?
know what Grandma
Phone number
would
in
eat
my
at
phone.
Bratfest.
where's
Wait, no, I do.
We are the kind of podcast going for the hard questions. Hold on. What would Grandma eat at Bratfest? Can we please get her on the line?
I'll get Grandma on the
Speakerphone,
line.
please.
My guess is she ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's in Leyland. She
What
could be
time
at
is it?
Junior's.
Wait, is she a night owl or is she a early rester?
Oh, she's from Leland.
An early rest.
She's out
Yeah,
got-
she stays up. She stays up late.
What is an early rester
Drinks,
exactly?
Belly dancing.
You rest early.
She might be.
I don't know.
Is she a midday napper? Is
don't
she
think
one of
so.
them nappers?
She mostly just feeds the possums
Call
on her
Grandma.
porch.
Are there
Call
possums?
Grandma,
Do we have
Sean.
possums at Grandma's?
She's
Possum
trying
breasts.
to
Oh,
feed.
could we do?
She eats
What?
possum.
Well-
we could have them available in Leland.
Jeff, have you ever been to a game feed?
Yes, I have.
Oh, aren't they
you know
great?
all about game feeds. You eat possum.
I've actually smoked food for game feeds. Yes.
There you go. And so yeah,
Imagine that.
A game feed is a Wisconsin tradition. I'm sure it's a tradition everywhere, but for sure in Wisconsin. And I guarantee that he is not joking whatsoever that she's out
Feeding the possum. But you got fat. You got to fatten them up.
She's,
Fatten 'em up.
You got to fatten
she's
them up.
saved in my phone as Gigi Maz.
Can we put Gigi Maz on speakerphone and put her by the microphone?
I think
We
a
need to
possum brat
te-
might
you can
be
tell her that she's
something
on.
new.
A possum brat. I think we can get
And we
traction.
gotta leave a
Potential.
message if she doesn't answer.
Hell,
How's it going, Grandma?
oh, it's going.
There's a speaker on the back of this thing.
You doing what?
So I'm on a podcast right now, and we were all wondering what you would eat if you were at the
Bratfest.
world's largest Bratfest in Madison.
Brats, chicken brats,
What would I-
pasta
what
salad.
would I eat?
Yeah, what do you think? It's like pasta salad. We got chicken brats, veggie brats. You throw the veggie brats in the garbage. Where are you at with that?
I don't think it ain't, but sounds good to me.
So we'll edit that out. She said she would love a
What
Johnsonville
are you
brat.
eating?
Not veggie brats. I'm
Probably the
positive of
brats
that.
or the chicken brats.
But a chicken brat for sure.
Ask her if she'd eat a Johnsonville
Does Grandma
brat.
eat brats?
Would she eat a brat?
Yeah, you'd eat a brat, wouldn't you? Regular brat?
I do not eat brats at all.
Do you pass?
Oh,
This is all.
I never
guys,
did. I can't
Try my
eat
grandma.
this was not my idea, guys.
We might need to call some other. Ask her would she eat pasta salad.
How about pasta salad?
No, I don't eat brats. I never have.
Well, see, Grandma, I don't really
This
blame
is-
you for not being really all that impressed by me calling you. It's the first time we've talked in a month for sure.
And now we're putting you on.
And
that.
I'm just asking you if you want a veggie brat out of the blue. It's kind of weird.
Sean's friends are not awesome.
At least
Not gonna lie to you.
That's something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you have any possums on the porch lately?
Any-
We're
no,
wondering about that too.
No, actually,
No?
It's a possum-free Tuesday.
Just cats?
It's Thursday.
I don't know why.
Thursday.
but No.
Thank you.
Raccoons or nothing?
I seen a raccoon about a week ago going past the house, going up the road towards the church, but he didn't look like he was too healthy.
No.
You don't want
Probably
that
not.
one.
He ain't been eating no brats.
Did you
don't
eat them
want
or
Hell no.
like if you haven't been seeing any possums, like what have you been eating every day?
I don't know. That's okay.
Sounds like you're probably gonna run out of food if the possums ain't coming around anymore.
Well,
Grandma,
yeah, well, maybe, yeah. I don't, I haven't seen any, put it that way.
I'll quit harassing you, Gigi. I'll call you in an hour or so, and we can have a real conversation. It's not about chicken brats.
Are you sure hour's going to help?
I love her already.
Are you sure an hour's gonna help?
She knows
Exactly
really
the
well.
response I wanted. I love
I'm
you,
not
Grandma.
sure an hour's gonna help, Grandma.
I will call you back
Thanks
in a little
for talking.
bit and explain why I called you like that.
Oh, that's
I love you, Grandma.
fantastic.
Bye.
Oh,
I
my
like you
goodness.
guys to help you, but be careful, will you please?
Oh yeah, he will. We'll take care of him.
Love you, Grandma. Bye.
Okay, I'll settle for that.
Don't tell us what to do, Grandma.
So there we have it. Sean's grandma, not big on brats, but
Sean's grandma.
That went well.
I think that was amazing.
I think each week we should call one of
somebody's
the
grandma.
Gladys
Oh,
got
God.
13 kids.
Last year at Bratfest, I talked to my mom. She's 93 years old. And she said, I'd really like a brat, except I can't get down there because I'll break a hip.
Oh, yeah, we can't
And
have that.
she goes, everybody here would like a brat too. So I went to Tim.
Well,
and-
except his grandma.
well,
Everyone else is
Everybody
Team
but-
Brat.
She can put Coors Light down like nobody's business, but
So-
she ain't eating a brat.
so I went to Tim and Kevin and I said, hey, can we take your brat to Senior Day? And can we deliver brats to the
Love it.
senior centers
Love
around Dane
everything
County?
about it.
And he goes, go ahead, Jeff, whatever you want to do. And so I called up
Do it.
all these senior centers, and we ended up having about 3,100 brats that they wanted delivered.
Wow.
And I got sponsors to sponsor it, like Oak Bank and a whole list of sponsors that gave us $500, and that'll,
To like make
100
it happen.
and
Yeah.
to make it happen so we could deliver it. The best part is the dollars went to the charities, and we had the military because it's Memorial Weekend. So ROTC Air Guard and the National Guard sent in uniform
Love it.
about 15 people, and we loaded up the cars on Sunday it'll be Sunday the 26th this year, and we delivered brats to these senior centers, and these people came in. And I'll tell you what, talk about the rewarding stuff that a man feels when he does something different. I have a conversation with a 93-year-old woman. I got a picture of her tears running down her face at Oakwood, I think it was Oakwood,
Sure.
or Coventry, when they brought the brats in. She lost her husband back in the war in the 60s. And these service people didn't just drop them off. These people are classy. They came in, served the brats. This will put tingles down your spine. And they shared their time with these people.
That's amazing.
To make a difference in these senior centers. And we delivered 3,100 to 21 different organizations. And it was all sponsored by our sponsors. And I'll tell you, at the end of that, this year, we've got Channel 27 as our media sponsor, and they filmed it all. It's
Of
pretty-
the people going
They wanted to
there?
pick up our
It's pretty
podcast, but
special.
we're like, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Calm down, Channel 27.
this year we got
Back off.
we
Slow
got
your roll,
over
27.
5,000 brats we're delivering to 36 different places.
Yeah.
And we could probably go more, but logistically, it's not easy. We got Green Cab is going to be part of our team, and they're going to bring out, to deliver. But things can get
So-
at Bratfest, things can get unbelievably large.
So with that like because Green Cab's helping out to take these brats to senior centers.
Yep.
Are people able to sign up to also be volunteers to drive them places as well?
We haven't gone that way yet.
Is that
Right
something
now,
that
we're
you're
trying to keep it like,
Okay.
everything is, we want to be able to make sure that if you tell a senior center like Oakwood that they're going to get 500 brats at 11:30, that we can make sure those are there.
On the mark.
Yeah.
And,
So you want to be able to
Those
trust the
people
people
know their
too.
times.
but you know what?
Jeopardy's on at X o'clock, at 5 o'clock. You got Wheel of Fortune, 5:30.
Oh yeah, no. You are 100% right.
Wheel of Fortune.
That
It
is-
Yeah.
is very.
That
A
is the
schedule
truth.
is very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I do think that I talked to the fellow Nathan Gear from the ROTC, and he goes, every individual that we sent last year, said, unless they're stationed somewhere in the world for some conflict that we have, they will all be back, because every one of them were so rewarded by the way that they walked in. You know, when you have 93 years of life or whatever it is,
Imagine all the things that they've seen.
imagine
and been through.
the depth of information these people
Mm-hmm.
have.
Absolutely.
And yes, they're at that end of that portion of their life, but think about what you are witnessing.
Yeah.
And
Think of
I mean,
how they
these,
grew up to what they have now.
Well, absolutely.
Telephones
You know,
and
my grandmother just passed last year at 99.
oh my
my
gosh.
condolences.
Yeah, you know, I mean, she grew up on a reservation out in South Dakota pre-Depression, and was a teenager through the Depression, to the point of me and her would FaceTime.
Yep.
You know, 2 years ago.
Right, how crazy.
It's amazing.
The technology and that
And-
she
and-
never had.
Yeah,
at one
and
point.
she knew, and we knew, you know, that she's 99. We would love her to live to 130, but that's probably not in the cards. And just to sit down and talk with these people,
Yep.
and just say, you know, where are you from? Who are your kids? You know, who are your grandkids? And they have stories that, like you say, you know, the husband lost in the war, and what happened since. And the war, I mean, I'm assuming you're probably talking about World War II. I mean, you're talking 50, 60 years ago.
And I walk in there, and
When I was like
I mean,
9. I was like 9 at that time.
or
When you
10,
when you
11.
go into a senior citizen and these people are like looking at you like, are you here to visit me? Anything you can do to break up their day,
Absolutely.
anything you can do to add to their life
Is
Yep.
incredible.
I mean, think about it, you know, and for Bratfest to be able to extend themselves,
Yeah.
And just have a
outside.
conversation.
Yeah.
the community
Makes a
I mean,
big difference.
Now we're actually accomplishing what we want to do.
Yep.
That
Make
I
a
like
difference.
a lot
Smiles
about
on people's faces, absolutely.
It's,
Just like the
uh,
Bratfest logo. I mean, honestly, not to
Yeah.
be a shameless plug, but I mean, really, it really does
Yep.
put a smile on people's faces.
all in different ways.
Absolutely.
All in
Just
different ways. To you,
by
it's different.
being
To
there,
me, it's
let alone
different. To you,
bringing
it's different. To
brats.
you, it's different. It's different to everybody in a different way. And what does it mean to you?
And think about Tim and Kevin Metcalf and Tom and Margaret, their parents, how hard it is to year after year. You know, it's good to do things once in a while.
It's a
we
lot.
all can do that,
It's a lot.
but to do it 36 years in a row,
That's an accomplishment.
to
but thank God he
continue
has.
to build and make a
team.
difference and add.
It's been a struggle to stay alive that
Well,
long.
and-
27.
I was forced to hold a sign that says no profane language
Yes.
this year because I swore
And I'm
accidentally.
very careful about the words, and I appreciate that you're humble, but we all
It's okay to be.
appreciate
It's
everything
also
that
okay
you
to be
do
proud
for-
of what you
Absolutely.
give back.
Well,
and
I think
I'm
that's
proud
a-
of being able to contribute. That's
yes.
all.
And that
And-
you should be.
But it
because
can't,
that's quite an
it can't
accomplishment.
happen. It can't happen without everybody.
team.
No, our team is incredible.
It is.
I mean, if I have to, in a word, incredible.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've got, between social media and all the media people I deal with, you know, I worked for the newspaper for State Journal for 42 years. And as I was ad director and ran that company, that was great. It was a good part of my life. When I left, I started working with Michael and Bratfest, and as kind of a retired type of situation.
Sure.
I've never worked so hard as my life, but
also
As a
because of Michael
retiree.
Alexander.
Wow, retirement is brutal.
yes, but it is very rewarding. And the things we talked about today, I mean, you know, you make a difference in some 90-year-old
That's
people. I mean,
such an
that is-
accomplishment.
that is something that makes you smile when you wake up in the morning.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Something when you can contribute to the charities and you make a difference with everything from cystic fibrosis to children cancer. I mean, everything that we're doing is the right thing to do. So come to Bratfest,
Eat
have
the
a brat.
food. Eat the chicken
It's a
brats.
free festival,
Yes.
and enjoy yourself.
And
That's all I can
there's
say.
some music there every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I
So
love the
can I ask you now? Is
Yeah.
there any other surprises or secrets or people that you haven't told us about who are coming?
Well, I haven't told you that Metallica's coming, but it's because they're not.
You're dumb.
They were $50 over our cap. We almost could have got them.
Yeah,
50
just
bucks too
tight.
much.
However, if you've seen the new Netflix documentary, The Dirt, Motley
Yeah.
Crue will be there. We're gonna open the show.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jeff Schroeter, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming.
Jeff.
Hey, it was a lot of fun. Great people.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your evening.
Thank
It's
you.
great to
We're
have you.
gonna
Thank you so
keep going
much.
for just a bit. I need a hug because I'm that guy.
Yeah, I know. And I wore black for you.
I appreciate it. Get home safe.
Thank you. It was great to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Brian. Thanks.
you.
Yeah. I'll be up there. Maybe not this weekend, but it'll be soon.
Slimy Crud Run
See
is
you
the
later.
first Sunday. I should say that at the microphone. Slimy Crud Run's the first Sunday.
We should come to the Slimy Crud Run.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up also.
Up
That,
in
Crud Run is a
Wayland.
big deal.
I was
short of the long, it's going to be amazing.
It is going to be
I
amazing.
cannot wait.
Come to
That's-
Bratfest 2019. Be there. See me. I'll be the fun coordinator. I'll be with the chicken brats. Just look for the chicken brat stand. I'll be somewhere in the vicinity.
Brat
eating
chicken
regular
brats.
brats.
Brat chicken brat
I'll
pasta
be on-
salad cookie.
I'll be
brat
in
brat.
the
You'll be
crowd.
Yeah, no, you'll be with us doing the podcast. We are going to do a podcast
Our next
from Bratfest.
podcast
That is
will
the next
be-
one. Next one. Let's do a song quick. Let's do 4 a.m. Just keep it simple, and you're going to come play it with me. Yeah, thanks.
Sounds
Awesome.
amazing.
Appreciate
Little
that.
did you know.
Yeah, you
Ladies
probably-
and gentlemen,
probably
thank
could've
you.
written it down.
Another episode of Pure Entertainment with Michael Alexander and what's my name again? Another
Alexander
episode
is
of
what he said.
Pure
With a G.
Entertainment
You
with
don't look
Michael
to see who
Alexander
I
and
am.
Angela DiSalvo, Ryan Fielding, and the Hill Person.
Sean.
SHELL. All right, let's do a quick song
Thank
and
you.
call it.
All right.
And it's late again and lost in sight. A place I can't run, a place I can't hide. Where you call me on the telephone once again tonight. 'Cause it's 4 a.m. and I'm drunk again and I wait for your call. I call instead, what a horrible idea. I wish you would have gone to bed. And some more I drink, the wiser I get, and the wiser I get, the more I bet. I think some animals to me, I start slipping away. Well, when you do the dishes in your purple thong, and I hum along to some radio song. And sail away, baby, take a ride and sail away with me. When you sail away, when you sail away with me. When you sail away, when you sail away with me. Still be here for 2. And my head gets dizzy, my feet begin to float. I search around the house for the antidote. Find you wrapped up in a blanket, lounging in your lingerie. I said, hey, little miss, you wanna take a ride? She said, hey, big boy, won't you step inside? 'Cause the queen's in her castle, pawns are all running to hide. And the more I drink, the wiser I get, and the wiser I get, the more I bet. That things that mean the most to me, I start slipping away. Well, when you do the dishes in your purple thong, and I hum along to some radio song. Sail away, baby, I take a ride and sail away with me. and Mr. Sean Schell. As always, thank you so much, Rip. I just thought I'd leave him hanging there.
Good. Very good. Musically, that was not good.
Thank you guys so much. Sean, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate it. Peace.
Adios. Awesome.
There we go. All right, it's a wrap.